What was the most impressive thing about the space of TV in sitcom versus the space in live television? Live television, to your point of what I know, not answering for you, but there's pressure. It's live. Everybody's got to be on. We got to do it. We got to go. Rush, rush, rush.
Yes.
1 to the clock, guys. We only got this amount of time. They're pulling your hands. Take this off. Put that shirt on.
Yeah,
It's a shit show back there.
Yes.
But then you get to sitcom, and the amount of people drop down. The sets are different. The cameras are different.
No, it's super chill.
It's super, super chill.
Yes.
So what was the biggest, I guess you could say, what were your big takeaways of this versus that, and why I'm just more appreciative of my opportunity of now? If you could compare the things, what were your big, this versus that, this ain't worth that?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with this.
I mean, as someone who loves editing, shooting a single camera sitcom was a dream.
Okay.
Because we could be like, try 6 different jokes on that line.
Okay.
And then let's look at them all later. Now tighten it up here and make everything feel kind of unjudgeable.
Okay.
Right? We can throw jokes away that don't hit enough and they seem smarter, you know? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That felt really comforting to me to be we can really control the tone and the pace and make sure no one's exposed. And if there's a shot where me or one of the cast members is running and we look kind of whack, you can just cut it out.
Yeah.
As opposed to SNL where it's you're getting what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
If they cut to the camera too soon and the cue card guy's in there and the boom's in, it's fucking on the show. Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yes, exactly.
We'll make it work.
That said, it's 7 years of SNL, 8 years of Brooklyn. SNL is adrenaline hit. It's you're the hottest shit. Everyone's coming through. It's the dopest thing to do in New York on a Saturday. You'll be, I've told this story before, you'll be doing the dumbest sketch you've ever thought of and look up and Paul McCartney's just standing there laughing. And you're okay, that's Paul McCartney. It's just SNL and it's Lauren and it's the legacy of it and you get to be a part of that and you're touching this turbocharged legacy thing. Yes. But as discussed, that can take its toll physically. And then I would say the flip side on shooting a sitcom for 8 years is especially once you're lucky enough to get a fan base like we had where they love the show and they love the characters, you do, 20 takes or 10 takes of every scene. So for you, every one time they've seen you do a certain kind of joke, you've done it 50 times. So when you're in season 6, 7, 8, you're I feel I've kind of done this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling I could use a little bit of a new challenge,
Yeah. You're tapping into the same bits. You're tapping into the same things.
Yes.
The character is starting to present itself to be the character, and that's not in a bad way. But
ours was better than most. The characters grew on our show, which I think was part of a sort of it was a different wave of sitcom, and it happened, on Parks and a lot of other shows that I think we were similar to, which helps.
I think the thing that should be highlighted here, though, is 8 years for a TV show. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
That's an anomaly. When you tap into this conversation of 5+,
yes,
and you get to the 7 and above,
yes,
the 8 to 10, those that are on 20, the Law and Orders and
know,
stuff,
it's
20,
wild.
20, 25, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's unheard of. You're in a different space of success